It's Ron Reader Digs the Universe. I'm Ron Reader, and this is Ron Reader Digs the Universe, and tonight, the Southern Baptists and me. As many of you know, I grew up Southern Baptist in the 70s and 80s, and evangelical before we had the term evangelical to describe the overall interdenominational movement. Back in the day, and probably even still today, Southern Baptists were really big on giving their testimony, or rather telling the tale of how they became a Christian, which for them means accepting Jesus into your heart. Well, a little different. Tonight I'm giving my testimony on my being a Southern Baptist, my life with them, and then later without them, and how this experience has cast a shadow over my life to this very day. I was saved, born again, in May of 1980. I was 12 years old. The church had been prepping me and my peers for this event for some years, with Sunday school lessons incrementally moving toward the concept of salvation and its great importance. My older brother had been saved and baptized only a few years earlier, and my father had a spiritual reawakening when he attended my own full immersion baptism ceremony later the next month. So being saved was a coming of age thing, a family thing, a community bonding thing. Indeed, for weeks it seemed church grown-ups kept congratulating me for my decision. I was welcomed in with open arms and overflowing love, which all just reinforced the importance of the church and its beliefs in my life. There are great social, earthly rewards for being saved, and I was a big recipient. I felt a part of something bigger than myself. I felt important. I felt valued. Eventually, they started, not so subtly, to groom me for a youth leadership role. We love you, Ron, and Jesus loves you too. It was all so incredibly normal. But after a few years, as I got older, things started to get a little weird. The Baptists talked a lot about homosexuality, which struck me as a bit odd even then, but okay, I'm Southern Baptist. This is what we believe. Somewhere along the line, Halloween became satanic and off limits to Christians, Ouija boards too, and Dungeons and Dragons, Beatles, rock and roll, just generally. And then there was that pastor I met from another church who railed against the anti-hunger in Africa song, "We Are the World," blasting it as being sinful for reasons I still don't entirely understand. So, okay, I'm a Southern Baptist, but maybe I don't have to believe everything they tell me to believe. That was the beginning of the end. The homosexuality obsession became the last straw for me when a couple of close friends of mine came out of the closet when we were all in college together. The belief system just collapsed for me, riddled with too many contradictions, hypocrisies, and straight up bullshit for me to continue embracing it. All it took then was my atheist buddy John Shy to push me into the corner on whether I accepted the resurrection as scientific fact. And that was it for the Southern Baptist hold over my conscious mind. But they continue to have a hold over my heart to this very day. I mean, sure, I've since come to understand the concept of salvation as a sort of cosmic extortion racket, as in, hey, that's a real nice immortal soul you got there. Sure would be a shame if something happened to it. But the Southern Baptists are my people, really, and it's been deeply saddening over the years to watch their weirdnesses increase and turn darker. It saddened me when the Southern Baptist Convention supported a war over non-existent weapons of mass destruction. It has saddened me when family or friends have spoken seriously about the end times. It has saddened me watching them all turn fascist under Trump. The Southern Baptists have lost all credibility, all moral authority this nation once afforded them. And they did it to themselves, and they just won't let up. We got some Baptist preachers down here in Texas these days calling Vice President Harris a Jezebel, a term fraught with sexism and racism. We got a prominent Baptist writer commenting on the controversy, literally referring to black people as savages, like last week, today, right now. This is going on right now. Founded in the 1850s as the slaveholders' denomination, Southern Baptists have racism deeply encoded in their cultural DNA. Hate. They have hate, not love. As a group, they have totally embraced the dark side. I weep for them. I mean, yeah, they are dangerous, definitely, but it's just so sad. If you are a Southern Baptist watching this show right now and you've managed to make it this far without turning it off, I have a piece of advice for you. Quit. Now. Run away from the Southern Baptists. Run away from the evangelicals. They are a false Christianity. You will not find Jesus' love with them. All they have is darkness. I'm begging you. I'm Ron Reeder, and this has been Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Join me, Ron Reeder, again next week for another episode of Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Hey, that's a real nice immortal soul you got there. Sure would be a shame if something happened to it.